Hey guys, welcome back to another video. Now, as you can see on screen, I've got my F1 2021 F1 season predictions up. I'm going to be reacting to them today. I've not seen many of them. I can't remember many of them, so let's get into it.
Hey, what's up guys? Today I'm going to be doing my 2020 F1 season
Already got the year wrong, but let's carry on.
predictions. Let me know in the comments if you disagree with any. You probably will, just my opinion. Let's get into it. First, I'm going to be doing the most improved driver, so the most positions I've gained in the Drivers' Championship. I think Sebastian Vettel. I think
Not a great prediction to start off with. Sebastian Vettel, I think he improved once. So 12th to 11th, I believe, but I'm not sure about that. But he improved one position. Now the most improved is actually surprisingly Nicholas Latifi. I don't think anybody would have expected that, but I think he went from 21st last season to 16th in this season, or 17th, sorry, so 4 positions. But not a great start to the video.
Aston Martin are going to be very fast this year. Obviously, his first time with a Mercedes engine in the back of the car. And he didn't do that well last year, so definitely. Biggest flop. Now, for this one, I'm talking, can have a high expectation, and they're not going to deliver. Might be to do with the car, might be to do with the driver, but I'm going to go with Mick Schumacher. I don't think Haas are going to have a good car this season.
Well, I was right about Haas not having a good car this season. Mick Schumacher, there was a lot of hype around him at the start of the season, so I don't think this was too bad prediction. You know, some of these are worse, but I'll probably say Sebastian Vettel. The amount of hype around him and Aston Martin was quite big, and look what happened. But not too bad, Mick Schumacher. Better than the first prediction, definitely.
I think a lot of people are hyping him up, think that he's going to do well, but he'll beat his teammate, but I don't think he'll beat many others, and I don't think he's going to stand out at all. And the team with the biggest flop, this is overall the performance. I'm going to go for Alpine. I think
not great. I think Alpine did about as expected, really. Aston Martin were definitely the biggest flops, as mentioned earlier with Sebastian Vettel. The rule change really hit them hard, so I haven't started off this video too well, but let's see if it gets any better.
People love the livery, great livery. People think Alonso's coming back, he's going to do well. I rebranded a team, new manager, but I can't see him doing any better than Renault did last year, to be honest. Next, the most safety cars in a race. So for this is the most kind of safety cars deployed in one race. So I'm going to go for Netherlands, Zandvoort.
How wrong was I? No safety cars in Zandvoort. Ridiculous. Well, I don't know why I thought that. Well, you can hear in a second why I thought it, but it was a pretty boring race. No safety cars, so got one very wrong.
First time F1's going there. Hopefully they do go there, but this isn't going to look good. Yeah, first time, quite narrow. So yeah, I think there's going to be quite a few mistakes. So that's what I think. Now the least.
There were quite a few mistakes in practice. I remember, I think it was Carlos Sainz crashed in practice 3, I want to say. But in the race, everyone sorted it out. No safety cars. Bad prediction from me.
Finishes in a race. I'm going for Imola. 12 finishes. Second race of the season.
Well, Imola was wrong, but 12 finishes was the lowest finishes in a race this season. So not too bad for a prediction, but still not great. There was a few retirements in Imola. I think there was 16 finishes. But not
unreliability, there'll be some unreliability still, some issues. And also, I think there'll be a few incidents as well. I think we saw some last year. I think it'll be repeated again this year. So now, I've messed that up. How many races?
Just didn't bother re-recording this, apparently. So I'm a bit confused, like you might be, but let's get into this.
I think there'll be 18 races in 2021.
Well, that was wrong. There was 22. A few were cancelled, but a few more were put on. So, not a great prediction from me again.
Ignore the pictures and that. I think there'll be 18 races in 2021 because obviously what's going on at the moment. I think a few of the street races will have to be cancelled. So I can't see more than 18 happening, to be honest. Now, who will leave or retire? I reckon this has got to be the last season for Kimi. is very old, isn't he?
Well, I got one right. He did retire. Kimi did retire this season. So, one prediction right at least.
I don't think he'll do that well. Same for, I think Giovinazzi's going to leave as well. I think Alfa Romeo a complete new restart. And obviously, I think Isla and Schwartz.
Okay, well, I got Giovinazzi leaving as well. They have sort of rebranded this season as well. This season coming. But the drivers that I said would replace them is definitely wrong. Let's have a look.
Schwartz and both Ferrari Junior Academy drivers. I think they'll come in. And then lastly.
So I said Carl and Robert Schwartzman would replace Kimi Raikkonen and Antonio Giovinazzi at Alfa Romeo. Neither of them are right. You know, we're all thinking it. Bad prediction. I think Ilott did deserve a seat in F1 last season. He should have for this season, and I still think he deserves one. Robert Schwartzman was nowhere in F2 this season, so he doesn't really deserve one at the moment unless he ups his game next season in F2. But of course it's Bottas and it's Guan Yu Zhou. I would never have got Guan Yu Zhou going there. I don't think anybody would really, and we can clearly see that I got this wrong as well.
Sergio Perez, he's got a 1-year contract. I think they do want to put Albon back in. I think he'll have quite a good season, but I think this will be his last season in F1.
Well, I was wrong about Perez leaving. Of course, to stay in for another season now with Red Bull. But Albon has rejoined F1, but with Williams and not with Red Bull, like I predicted.
No, he's going to hit all the drivers that are going to get a podium. So obviously, Hamilton, Bottas, Verstappen, Red Bull. I think the cars, they're obviously going to get a podium. I think Vettel and Stroll are both going to get on the podium.
So that's the first wrong one. Stroll didn't get a podium this year, surprisingly. But Vettel, of course, got one. Well, he got one taken away from him in Hungary, but he got one in Baku, finishing second. So, one wrong so far. Let's see what else I've put.
They might have a great car this year.
They didn't have a great car this year, spoiler.
Yeah, they should definitely get on the podium. Ricciardo and Norris, both McLaren.
Got these two right. The only 1-2 of the season. Daniel Ricciardo and Lando Norris 1-2 at Monza, of course. So.
McLaren look really fast in pre-season testing. They're definitely going to both get podiums, in my opinion. Lastly, Leclerc. I think the Ferrari doesn't look too quick, but it doesn't look bad either. So, those are all the drivers. I don't think Sainz is going to get one. I don't think he's going to adapt to the car very well.
How wrong was I? Ferrari had the third quickest car this season. Fourth at some races when McLaren were quite fast, but Sainz not adapting to the car quickly. That's the worst prediction on here so far. So I've underestimated Carlos Sainz there, and also Pierre Gasly getting on the podium in Baku as well. So I've missed a few people out there, and of course Alonso and Ocon even won a race, so I missed out both Alpines as well.
Initially, he's going to struggle, especially at the start. So unless there's some sort of crazy race, I can't see him getting on the podium. So now we're going to do my Constructors Championship predictions. So 10th, Haas. I don't think they don't look like they've got a good car from testing. They've got 2 rookies. They're not even going to develop the car. They don't know how to set up a Formula 1 car. They've got no experience in the team. So it's all pointing to Haas. Next.
So I was right with Haas being 10th. Good prediction there. I think it was quite obvious to everybody putting 2 rookies in the car, not developing the car. It was already slow last season. So I'm not going to take a load of credit for that because it was quite easy.
Williams. So they'll be better than last season. They'll get a point, I think. And that.
They got more than a point. They finished 8th. They got a podium this season. I don't think anyone predicted that at the start of the season. But Williams did better than I expected. I put them in 9th. They actually finished 8th.
I don't think Haas will get any points, so that's why I think Williams is going to finish 9th. 8th, Alfa Romeo. They weren't too great last season. I think they finished 8th as well then.
So, Alfa Romeo, I've had in 8th. They actually finished 9th, switched around with Williams. They didn't have a great car, like I said there, last season. Well, the season before in 2020. 2021 was more of the same. Williams just got the better results than them. I think they were pretty similar on pace for most of the season. But not too bad, those predictions.
I think they're going to do worse, but still finish 8th. I think the rest of the competition's improved, and Alfa Romeo haven't. 7th, Alpine. I said they'd be the biggest flop, and that's what's going to happen, in my opinion. Yeah, Alonso, good driver. Obviously, I didn't think he's going to get a podium from earlier. I think
He did get a podium in Qatar. Alpine in 7th, bad prediction. I think they finished 5th. So, not a great prediction from me. That's to be the biggest flop, they weren't. So, Alpine in 7th. I don't think that's a great one.
the car's going to be that quick. And I'll be honest, I don't really rate Ocon very highly, especially at the moment.
He won a race. That's bad. That is bad. I know he didn't win it, obviously, on pace. But he still had to lead every single lap apart from the first few. So, I think it was well over 60 laps that he led, so that's not a good prediction from me.
Got beat by Ricardo quite convincingly over the last 2 seasons, so that's why I'm going to go 7th for Alpine. 6th AlphaTauri. I think Tsunoda's very quick, and we all saw Gasly very quick last year, won a race. I don't think they're going to be winning this year, obviously, otherwise I would have put them on the podium list, but yeah, I think they'll be quicker than last year. Now 5th.
6th AlphaTauri, good prediction there, although Tsunoda wasn't as fast as I thought, but overall, 6th AlphaTauri, good prediction, but I should have put Gasly to get a podium.
Ferrari. I don't think they're going to be back in the top 3. I think they'll be just below.
I don't think they're going to be back in the top 3. Well, that was a great prediction. So let's move on from that one quickly.
The top 4 of Mercedes, Red Bull, McLaren and Aston Martin pick up the pieces. As I said, Leclerc will get some podiums this season. I don't think Sainz will. I don't think he'll drag them down to 5th.
It's getting worse and worse.
4th, Aston Martin. I think there'll be a gap between McLaren, Mercedes and Red Bull, and then just below them I think Aston Martin will be.
How bad is this prediction? I think they finished 7th. Terrible car. Regulation change absolutely screwed them over. So, I mean, I didn't see that coming, but 4th, such a bad prediction.
I think pretty similar to last season, really. But I don't think they'll win a race. 3rd, McLaren. I think they've slightly bridged the gap to the top 2 this season, but they're not going. I don't think they'll break into the top 2. I don't think they'll win. I've seen a lot of people saying that they'll win a race. I don't think they'll win a race.
I don't think they'll win a race. These aren't great predictions, are they? McLaren 3rd, only 1 position out. Why did I keep talking? I don't think they'll win a race. I didn't, obviously, but not great from me.
This season, but lots of podiums, especially Ricciardo. I think is a great driver and can really lead the team.
Lots of podiums for Ricciardo. I think he got 1, so not great, but not a bad prediction. I thought McLaren were going to be faster than they were with that Mercedes engine. I thought it would make more of a difference than it ended up doing, but overall, not too bad. Now let's get on to the top 2.
Well, 2nd, Red Bull. I think it'll be close between them and Mercedes. I think last season for Honda, they obviously want to go out on a high. I think 2nd is the best they can do. I don't think the Honda engine is gonna. I might be wrong, but I don't think they're gonna put everything into it in the last season. And Perez and Verstappen, they got history of colliding with teammates. And I think that could happen once or twice. But I think it'll be very close at the top. And obviously, Mercedes, what is it, 8 in a row?
So I was right. I said Perez and Verstappen might collide with each other. Didn't end up happening. They weren't really close on pace. I think Red Bull, most people can agree, was the fastest car over the season. So I didn't get that right about them being behind Mercedes on pace, but I did get Red Bull in 2nd and Mercedes 1st, so good prediction from me there.
I think they'll get 8. Yeah, 8 in a row. I think they'll get 8 championships in a row. That's crazy even saying that. 8 in a row. I don't think they'll be as dominant as they were last season, but I think they've been sandbagging in pre-season testing, and I think they should win the championship. So there goes the drivers. 19th, Nicholas Latifi.
Okay, I just ignoring the 2nd Haas driver there, but I got that right. 19th, Nicholas Latifi. Well, he actually finished in 21st, Nikita Mazepin. But I obviously didn't include Robert Kubica in that. 19th, Nicholas Latifi. Not great.
On I'm not sure if he'll score any points. I think he'll be a slightly better match for Russell this season compared to last season.
I was right about him being a slightly better match, but not about him finishing 19th, not getting any points. Got a fair few points. I think he got 7 this season, so good for Nicholas Latifi. Let's carry on with the next few.
But I don't think he'll challenge him too much. 18th, Mick Schumacher. I don't think they'll get a point. I've put him ahead of Latifi because I think when there are incidents at the front, I think he'll be able to be there to pick up the pieces. Maybe a 12th, 11th finish, but I don't think he'll get any higher than that. 17th, Russell. I think he'll get some points finishes definitely, but only 9th, 10th, maybe once or twice. I can't see him challenging consistently for the top 10, and that's why he's only 17th.
So I was right about Mick Schumacher not scoring points and Russell getting points. However, Mick Schumacher finished 19th in the championship, so not great for me there. Right cut there. Argumentative. But I missed a train and then the traffic was a state, and I can't be asked to carry on in this debate that reoccurs. Or when you say I don't care, of course I do, I clearly do.
He's just too old. I might be proven wrong. I don't think Alfa Romeo can be very fast, and that's what I think.
So for Kimi Raikkonen, he did finish 16th. I don't know if he's necessarily too old. He finished above Antonio Giovinazzi, who we'll get onto a second. But yeah, exactly bang on for Kimi Raikkonen, so not bad.
Giovinazzi, I think he's just going to beat Raikkonen just because of his youth, his athleticism. Yeah, I think Raikkonen's definitely going to retire this season. Giovinazzi's partly because Giovinazzi's going to beat him, not convincingly, but I don't think they're going to score very many points anyway. But I think Giovinazzi will just edge it in that.
Turns out Kimi Raikkonen decided before the season he'd retire. Giovinazzi finished 18th. Not a great prediction for me. Let's move on swiftly.
It'll be close. Then Yuki Tsunoda, AlphaTauri, obviously is quite inexperienced. First ever F1 driver, born after 2000. Well, in 2000. I always get that mixed up. But yeah, inexperienced. He's very fast, but he's proved that last season, and then in pre-season testing, although you can't really look into that too much. But yeah, Yuki Tsunoda 14th. I think he'll be happy with that.
And I'm happy with that. Got him bang on 14th. Don't think he had a good season as I was expecting, but got the position bang on now.
I don't think he's going to be a match for Gasly in his first season,
Really.
But I think he can definitely challenge for top 10 consistently, not every week, but a lot of the time. And 13th, Ocon. I don't think Alpine are going to be very fast. I don't think he's going to be very fast. I don't rate him too much. But yeah, he can finish top 10 most races. Well, some races. I think he'll struggle to get into Q3 a lot of the time. I just don't rate him very highly, to be honest. 12th, Carlos.
Esteban Ocon finished 11th. It wasn't as bad as I thought. Got a race win, obviously. So let's just move on to Carlos Sainz in 12th. This is the worst out of them all.
Sainz, I think he'll get a lot of good finishes and towards the end of the season, but I think it'll take him a while to adapt to the Ferrari. Obviously, had a very stable McLaren last season. The Ferrari looked very unstable, especially at the hands of Sebastian Vettel. And yeah, I can't see Sainz getting the top 10 in the Constructors or challenging Leclerc at all this season. I think.
What was I thinking? Carlos Sainz in 12th. I obviously thought that Ferrari were going to be slower than they were. But 12th, he finished 5th. 5th? 7 places out. This is a bad one. Right, let's carry on.
He'll struggle to get out into Q3 as well most of the time. But I think he'll get slightly better towards the end of the season. Not a podium, obviously, as I said earlier, but I think he'll do better towards the end. 11th Alonso. He's still very fast. He's showed that in the various tests he's done since he was announced to be the Alpine driver this season. He's very fast. Is he going to be as fast as he once was? No. He's going to beat Ocon. Yeah, I do believe so. I think he'll beat Ocon. I can't see Ocon doing very well, as I've said. Alonso, slightly better. He'll be pushing for the good results. Whenever there's a chance for a good result, he'll be the one there, and that's why I put him 11th.
Well, when there was a chance for a win, Ocon was the one there. But Alonso finished 10th. I just put him 11th. Not a bad prediction. I think I was fairly spot on there. I said, possibly disregarding Ocon a bit too much. But let's carry on to the top 10.
10th, Pierre Gasly. He had a great season last year. I don't think he's going to have another good season this year. He's not going to win, but I think he's going to push the team forward. Obviously, he's also got a better car this season, so I think he's going to keep pushing them forward. And
my phone going off in this video, and I've not cut that out. Hopefully you can tell that the videos are improved in the last year.
They're going to do very well this season. 9th, Stroll.
So 10th for Pierre Gasly. He finished 9th. He did get a podium, even though I said he wouldn't. Had a very good season. One of the most underrated drivers on the grid, if not the most underrated driver on the grid, in my opinion. So I think that's not a bad prediction. I can be happy with that. Maybe not the next one, though.
Oh, Aston Martin, I think they'll have a quick car. I don't think he'll beat Vettel, but he showed with his pole position last season that in Turkey that he's very good. And I think that'll give him confidence, especially at the end of last year. He started up his performances a bit. I think that'll give him confidence this season. And obviously with an experienced teammate like Vettel, he can learn a lot. But I don't think he'll beat Vettel.
So I was right about him not beating Vettel. I had him in 9th. He actually finished 13th, 4 places off. Not a good prediction for me at all. So let's just quickly move on.
But he'll do well in the Aston Martin. It's going to be very quick this season. Charles Leclerc, I think he'll drag the Ferrari. I don't think it's going to be a quick car, but I think he'll drag it up the field, and that's why I put him in 8th. Not much more to be said, really. He'll get some points.
So I said Charles Leclerc would drag the Ferrari to 8th. Got beat by his teammate. He finished 7th, so I wasn't too far out in the position, but the reasoning is quite embarrassing. But anyway, let's carry on.
Podiums, but it's not going to be a quick car. That's not an indication of how high I rate Leclerc's more the car. 7th Vettel, finishing ahead of Leclerc in my predictions. I think he's going to do very well, especially compared to his teammate. I think it'll take him about 3 or 4 races to settle in, but as soon as he has, I think he'll be right on the pace. It looks a lot more stable than the car he was driving last season, and obviously it looks like he needs a stable car to be fast, but it's proved that when he gets one, he is very fast, and that's why I put him 7th.
So all of that was completely wrong. Please ignore all of that. Vettel finished 12th. Let's move on swiftly.
6th Norris. I think McLaren's going to be very rapid, especially with that Mercedes engine in the back. I don't think he's going to beat his teammate, but McLaren's going to be very fast. And he showed last year he could get a podium in Austria. That was a great try for him. I think we should expect to see more of that this season.
So I was right about Lando Norris finishing 6th, not about him beating his getting beaten by his teammate. Sorry, he did beat Daniel Ricciardo, but yeah, he finished 6th. Do we have to
5th Bottas, Mercedes. It's going to be close with the top 5, but I think Bottas is just going to. I think he'll be announced he's leaving at the end of the season. Leaving Mercedes, not leaving Formula 1. And I think after that, his performance is going to slightly decline. Yeah.
He announced he's leaving, and his performance increased, and he won in Istanbul. So that's very wrong. So Valtteri Bottas in 5th, finished 3rd, obviously. He didn't have a great season, but he didn't finish 5th. Come on.
Yeah. He'll win some races, not too many. That's why I put him 5th. I don't think the Mercedes is going to be as dominant either. It was a toss-up between them and Red Bull for the constructors as well, but I went for Mercedes. They've got the experience of winning it in the last few years.
I was right about Valtteri Bottas and Mercedes not being as dominant as they were before. Well, Bottas wasn't dominant anyway. But Bottas 5th, I don't know what I was talking about. And now 4th, Daniel Ricciardo.
4th Ricciardo. I rate Daniel Ricciardo so highly. such a great driver. So yeah, I've put Daniel Ricciardo in fourth. I don't think he's going to win, but he'll get a lot of podiums consistently.
Got one podium and it was a win, so that couldn't have been more wrong.
And I think he'll qualify very high up. I think, especially Monza, I think if he's going to win somewhere, it'll be Monza.
That is a great prediction. I didn't say I said he wasn't going to win. I said if he won, it would be Monza. That is great from me. Everyone, listen to that. That's the best prediction of the whole video. Ignore I said he was fourth. I said he'd win.
A crazy race there last season, and I think this season, that's one sort of outside the box prediction. If Daniel Ricciardo wins a race, it'll be Monza.
That is great.
Third, Perez. Red Bull, they look very fast in pre-season testing. I do believe that Mercedes are sandbagging, and that's why I've not put them as a 1-2 in the championship. But Perez, I think it'll be slightly below Verstappen, not as far off as Albon, obviously. I think he'll push and beat him in some races, but I think most of the time we'll be just behind him.
I don't think he beat him in many races. Didn't really push Verstappen. Finished fourth. I said third. Not a bad prediction, but not great either.
Verstappen second in the championship. I think it'll be close. I think it'll probably go into the last race between him and Hamilton, but I think Hamilton's experience, consistency, and also his tyre management will just leave him ahead, and it's Hamilton to win the championship. He's got obviously more experience. He's won a lot of championships as of Mercedes. I think that partnership is just going to, bring them to a slightly higher level than what Red Bull will have to do with Max this season. So yeah, there's my predictions. Let me know in the comments what you do. Subscribe and I'll.
So Verstappen second, Hamilton first. Now I didn't watch the last few laps of the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix, but I'm assuming that's right. So thanks for watching, everybody. Subscribe if you're new, like the video, and goodbye.